Each symbiote required a biological host to anchor itself in this universe's space-time fabric. But only Venom developed a true love for life after bonding with human host Eddie Brock. I never quite understood Eddie's appeal, but then again, I'm not a symbiote. The encoded DNA of every host was recorded in a genetic codex woven throughout the extra-dimensional lattice of the symbiote's body. This Tesseract-enabled database was effectively infinite in extent, a capacity that would prove essential in the eons to come. For during Venom's first pass through the fabled golden age of humanoid superheroism, practicing symbiotic serial monogamy of sorts, the symbiote bonded with thousands of organic life forms, from humans and mutants to the Kree and countless other alien species. This Tesseractive life lover boasted admirably inclusive tastes. To be sure, every attempt at lasting symbiosis would inevitably fail, however. The immortal symbiote could miraculously heal short-term damage to his mortal host's fragile bodies, certainly. But the long-term biological unraveling of DNA telomeres and Hayflick limits? That damage from Time's arrow could not be undone. Eddie Brock, the symbiote's inexplicable favorite, would become the longest-lived of all human hosts, whether he actually wanted that life or not. Over many decades, then centuries, Eddie's age-withered failing organs were replaced by increasingly desperate venomized analogs. Under Time's crushing pressure, Eddie decayed into a dwindling husk propped up by the symbiote's cellular bioscaffolding. The grotesquely prolonged final act took place within Eddie's inexorably deteriorating brain. Venomized cellular analogs doggedly replaced his dying neurons, one by one frantically deploying webbing and tendrils to mimic decomposing axons and dendrites. Even as the golden age of superheroism collapsed around them into apocalyptic robo-genocide and galaxy-wide extinction events, Venom struggled frantically to buy his dying host's disintegrating consciousness one more year. Then one more month, one more week, one more minute, one more second. But the human brain, Venom found, could not function as a dissolving fraction of organic neurons in a sea of desperate imposters. Eddie's personality-defining engram, his core set of memories, disintegrated into a befuddling mishmash of venomized substitutes. His faltering recollections became populated by one venomized pseudo-mnemonic replacement after another, each wildly, pathetically trying to fill in the ever-widening gaps in Eddie's crumbling, collapsing memory palace. Venom struggled furiously, but futilely, to keep the flickering candle of Eddie's mind alight. Keep in mind, every Clintar symbiote spawned from the living abyss did, itself, comprise an internal hive mind, an emergent consciousness arising from the fractal collective of a billion-fold cellular subsymbiotes. Couldn't some similar amazing twist of paranormality be used to save Eddie? Such exploits had been commonplace during the Age of Capes, after all. But that golden age was over, and now, at long last, so was Eddie. Venom gently withdrew all the bioscaffolding and pseudo-neurons that had hyperextended Eddie's lifespan so long and let his most beloved all-human hosts go. With that, the last human on Earth crumbled to dust in the symbiote's immortal arms under a seething moon now composed of a quintillion furiously battling nanomachines.